Hello everyone, this is Alex, and today I'm going to be playing through my favorite video game ever made, Celeste. I'm going to be playing through all 7 main chapters, and I'm going to be getting all of the collectibles in them as well. I have played through this game like countless number of times. I played it on the Xbox, right now I'm playing on PC. This first file here is my main file where I've collected everything, well, mostly everything. The only thing left is to get the golden strawberries, which is a very difficult collectible to get, which I'll talk about later. This is my speedrunning file, 49 minutes, 15 seconds, currently my best time, the fastest I've ever beaten the game. I actually do have a run up on speedrun.com, but it's an older time. I couldn't submit this time because I accidentally did it in a modded version of Celeste. There's a cool like modding software hub thing version of the game called Everest, and I was accidentally loaded into that while doing this run, so I can't submit that run. So I just have to do something better, and then I'll submit it someday. And this is my practice file. I played through the game and got everything in the 7 chapters before actually recording this, just to make sure I was kind of up on my shit. So we're going to delete that, and we're going to begin. You can rename Madeline to be whatever you want, but I like having her be Madeline. It kind of feels like that's what she should be based on a few things in the game and outside of the game. I'll explain it later. This is it, Madeline. Just breathe. Why are you so nervous? Alright, so here we have the main character, Madeline. If you actually go back a screen, you can see her car that she drove here up on. This screen, there's also, this is a screen where you can implement a cheat code to unlock all the levels and everything without actually having to unlock them by playing the game. You could do a cheat code on here. Oh, she sneezed! I've never seen that before. You learn something new every day. Anyway, first time I played the game, that absolutely killed me, as I'm sure it did for a lot of people. Shout out to this bird, teaches us how to climb. One of the main mechanics in this game. You can run and jump, you can wall jump, and you can actually continuously, you're not supposed to be able to continuously wall jump, but there's kind of if you jump and then tap the direction of the wall, right after, you can actually just continuously gain height. What you're supposed to do is hold a trigger down and you'll cling to the wall, but as you can see, she's sweating, and you can climb up and down freely, but when she starts flashing red, she gets tired, she loses grip, and slips down the wall. So this infinite climbing tactic is actually extremely useful to get a hang of. Excuse me, ma'am. The sign out front is busted. Is this the mountain trail? You're almost there. It's just across the bridge. By the way, you should call someone about your driveway. The ridge collapsed and I nearly died. If my driveway almost did you in, the mountain might be a bit much for you. Well, if an old bat like you can survive out here, I think I'll be fine. Suit yourself. But you should know, Celeste Mountain is a strange place. You might see things you ain't ready to see. Well, I have a sec. The portraits of this game that have the dialogue, I think, are actually kind of cool. Obviously, all the game is in pixel art, but then you get these nice portraits with the text boxes. And if you notice, each character that speaks, their like border around their text box and their color is all a little bit different. You can see this old lady's got like this wood tree branch thing. And I don't know if you saw her portrait on the left actually got a little bit closer for comedic effect for some of her lines. So they play with these portraits a lot and use them for emotional and comedic effect. It's pretty cool. You should seek help, lady. And you can see Madeline's is kind of like this scratched up, broken thing. All right. This is where you get introduced to the dash, which is the main mechanic of the game. You can do this. This is the overworld map in a cool 3D, kind of low poly style. Really pretty looking. I should probably talk about why this is my favorite game of all time as we go into Chapter 1, The Forsaken City. Select Save and Quit from the pause menu at any time to take a break. You'll resume from the same screen, and you won't lose any progress. A little postcard to Madeline. So why I like this game. First off, it's a platformer. I love platformers. Like I said before, really quick, I can play this game pretty quickly, so I'm not going to take a ton of time to just like pause. I'm just going to kind of go. These are one of the collectibles, these strawberries. Yeah, I love platformers. I love difficult platformers, which this game definitely is. I think this game is very smart mechanically. It has very simple game mechanics and then pushes them to their limit, to seemingly their limit at every turn. This strawberry is a little bit different. See, if I dash, it goes away. So if you're in a room with a winged strawberry and you dash, it'll go away. So I'm going to go ahead and die. And it comes back. And so we have to get up there and grab it without dashing. Once you grab it, you can dash and you're good. This way we got collectibles. Yeah, the game mechanics of the game are super simple, yet they are pushed and expounded upon in seemingly countless ways that are that make a lot of sense. The overall design of the game is super consistent. There's tons of secrets, as you can see here. You gotta kind of be on the lookout. Even though this is a linear game, and a lot of the levels exploration is pretty important to be able to find all of the collectibles, which will slowly reveal what each of the collectibles does as time goes on. This spring has gotten me more than once. The amount of times I've just walked into that and died. Pretty much every time I play this game, it happens. That crystal is I don't know if we encountered it already. I was talking. It will refill your dash. Normally you can only refill your dash by having your feet touch the ground, but you can collect that in the air, and it'll refill your dash and your stamina. Your stamina for climbing the wall. If you hit that, it'll bring that back to full. Have some falling blocks in here. We have a dude. Ho there, fellow traveler. Oh, hi. What a killer night for a hike. I guess so. This place is so crazy. I kind of can't believe it exists. Not the easiest climb, is it? But I guess that's what I was looking for. Well, that sounds pretty serious. I'm just happy to see another human in such a lonely place. I'm Theo, by the way, an adventurer from a far-off land. Cool. Not much of a talker, are you? Mysterious lone wolf type? I get it. I'll just imagine some dark backstory for you. At this point, you could walk away, but there's a lot of the dialogue in this game is optional. You can skip all the cutscenes. You can continue conversations. We're going to be doing all the conversations for this playthrough. Hey, sorry, I'm Madeline. I got a lot on my mind. Well, Madeline, I say you've come to the right place. I'm freezing my toes off, but I can't imagine a better place to be for some quiet reflection. Yeah, maybe you're right. What far-off land do you hail from? Well, my inquisitive compatriot, I doth hail from the mystical exotic kingdom of Seattle. Sounds like a special place. God, yeah, it just sounds so basically magical. Wow, Seattle. This place is wild. Why would an entire city be abandoned? I read that some mega corporation started building it, but then no one wanted to live here. I wonder why. My money's on a government cover-up. What a waste to build all this for no reason. At least we get to enjoy the leftovers. Maybe I'm reading a little bit into it, but I think this conversation is a good idea just on, like, this game deals with some pretty dark story themes. It's, like, pretty... And when you look at an overview, it's kind of dark thematically. Not super dark, but it deals with some... Could deal with some heavy stuff, mental health-wise. And I'd say the overall feeling this game gives me is just, like... It reminds me to have a positive outlook on things. Are you here to explore this city? Yeah, I have a thing for abandoned places, and I like to think of myself as a budding photographer. Oh, really? Cool. Do you have a blog or something? A blog? Madeline. Everyone uses Instapics now. I'm Theo under stars. Look me up. This terrain is pretty tricky. Are you turning back soon? Nope. I'm headed for the summit. I can really see the determination in your eyes. It's inspiring. If you say so. I bet you can make it to the summit too. Maybe. I don't really care about reaching the top, TBH. Oh, but I heard you that there are some legit old ruins up beyond the city. Like 1800s legit. I know it's risky, but I have to see them for myself. That's interesting, too. I guess this is the earliest point you could really learn about what Madeline's goal is to climb to the top of the mountain, if it wasn't obvious already that your goal is to climb this mountain, called Celeste Mountain. That's why the game's called Celeste. What's that thing you say right before you do something irresponsible? Throw caution to the wind? No, that's not it. No, right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a dated reference, but honestly, fucking YOLO, am I right? Why not? And that's all you can talk to him for now, so we're going to move on. I'm going to be using some advanced Celeste movement tactics. Like for this, so much of this game is muscle memory at this point because of the speedrunning that I've done, that like the normal way you're supposed to do this is dash up, grab the wall, grab that, land on the platform. But the dash in this game, it's really easy to carry momentum. If you dash and then jump, you can see those little speed rings coming off of me, showing that I've carried the momentum. You can do it vertically off of walls. You kind of dash while next to a wall, and you hit jump, and it'll just ping you off the wall carrying that momentum. And that's what I'm doing here, dashing on the ground, jumping, and it carries that momentum, and you can get going really fast. Hidden room. These are kind of like the gimmick of these of this area, these like stoplight things. When you stand on them or grab them, they fling across on their conveyor belts, and then they slowly move back into place. And here, whoops, I'm really good at this game. I don't know if you guys know that. Here we have a strawberry, and then we also have this weird computer thing. When I first played this game, I had no idea what to do here. But you can tell there's something. There's colored birds. There's colors flashing on this thing. The birds are flying in a direction. In hindsight, maybe it's hindsight, I feel like it's pretty easy to put together what to do at this point. but I remember at the time I played this, I couldn't figure it out, and I just moved on. So the pattern is white, pink, blue, red, pink, yellow. And then the birds go in a direction. So white went up, pink, blue is down right, I think. I gotta remember. Blue, red, pink, yellow. And this is a crystal heart. Boing. Oh, shit. Man, these things have killed me more than I'd like to admit as well. Bumping on them, they bounce you so far. So be careful. You have to dash into them. Yeah, especially later in the game. You will, those can be deadly. I like these falling blocks. You stand on them and they crumble. There's a trick that I could show you where if you stand on them and then immediately jump, they instantly crumble. So it just speeds it up a little bit. Secret wall here. These regenerate. And then there's a little... Most of the hidden walls in this, or breakable walls, I guess, are pretty identifiable. I think there's a few times where it's kind of like you just kind of have to go into a wall and then it opens up. And it's a little trial and error like, but usually there's a sign somewhere like environmentally to tell you that there's something hidden. This is a cool screen for speedrunning as well. I'm gonna die just so I could show you. So normally when you dash, your hair turns blue, and you can't dash until you touch the ground again. Your hair turns red, which, by the way, is also just a really cool, I think, simple visual design of just like using contrasting colors to immediately tell you that you don't have a dash instead of having like a meter or some graphic symbol. It's just on the character itself. So you normally lose your dash in the air, get it back when you touch the ground. If you dash on the ground, you could just keep dashing because you're still touching the ground. If you dash and then jump, if you're on the ground long enough for your dash to reset, you can still jump and carry the momentum, but keep the dash that you had, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do this. So you can see there, I dashed on the ground, and I jumped to keep the momentum from the dash. But because I was touching the ground for long enough before I jumped, I was able to keep my dash and then use it again in the air after I used that speed momentum. I assume that what I'm saying either makes a lot of sense or no sense at all. I'm going to go down to the secret here. I'm explaining it to the best of my ability. I feel like I'm making sense. If I'm not, you know, look it up. Okay, you know, I am dying a lot because I'm playing pretty casually. One of the ultimate collectibles that I mentioned way back on the title screen is the golden strawberries. I think I mentioned them. Anyway, you get these strawberries. There's golden strawberries that you can collect once you beat a certain portion of the game. You unlock the ability to collect these golden strawberries, and they are at the beginning of every level in the game. And what they do is you collect them on the first screen, and if you die while holding one, no matter where you are on the stage, it resets you back to the beginning of that level. So it's basically like collect this and then beat the level without dying. Golden strawberries are just proof that you did that. And I've gotten a few of them. So I've beaten all the main normal story levels in this game without dying. It was hard, very difficult, but I did it. I have the proof. I know my current gameplay isn't really exemplary of that, but, you know, bite me. I'm being mean. This is another collectible. It's this cassette tape in these fun little, fun little side areas. Collect this cassette tape, and it's a B-side, which I'll show you what that means once we beat the level. here. Whoa. Another winged strawberry. And I'm an idiot. I forgot. I was going off muscle memory there, and I was like, a dash would sure be helpful. And then I dashed. And here we are. I'm probably making this game look easier than it is. And honestly, it's just because I'm really good at it. No, this game is hard, and I'm okay at it. I think I have like almost 300 hours, 260 something hours put into this game. So like I'm decent, but there's plenty of people out there better than me. There's a huge speedrunning scene for this game, and a huge modding community of people making their own custom, insanely difficult levels. It's pretty wild. But yeah, this is the final screen of Chapter 1. Come up here, Celeste Mountain. This memorial dedicated to those who perished on the climb. Ugh, I'm exhausted. Okay. This might have been a mistake. I've never noticed most of this time. This entire game, Madeline has like a side profile where she's looking off to the side. This is the only time where she looks straight. I feel like she's looking at me. She's looking at my big forehead. And it's pretty creepy. I don't like that. I don't know how I've never noticed that before. That is the end of Chapter 1. The shortest, easiest chapter of the game. Got 20 out of 20 strawberries. We died only 10 times. A modest 10 times. Yeah, it only tells you how many strawberries are in a level after you've beaten it. The B-side that we collected here, it's basically a remixed, harder version of Chapter 1. And each chapter has a B-side that you can play. That's a harder version of that chapter. With its own strawberries. You can also see here, it gives you a breakdown of where all the collectibles are, from which checkpoint they're in. Obviously, there'd be a blank spot if you were missing one, so you'd have an idea of which part of the level you had one in. Or you were missing one in. So now, we're going to move on to Chapter 2, the old site. I was kind of debating whether or not to split these, to kind of make these into multiple episodes, or just beat the game and have it all as like one long video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate each part of this game out by chapter, so each video will be its own chapter, where I collect everything in each chapter. Because that way I can upload each video, each chapter as its own video, more content, which is always a good thing. And then at the end, if I want, I can just cut everything together into one long, like, movie-length video that's a couple hours long. And even more content. Best of both worlds. Just do both. God damn it, I'm a genius. Anyway, if you watched this whole thing, thank you. If anyone I know is watching this, what's up? I bet my friend is watching this video. What's up, bro? I can't say that. I can't say his name. Anyway, all right. So this video is going to end here, and the next video, I'm going to continue in Chapter 2, the old site. Goodbye, my friends.